This is the story of Silent Trigger, a deadly mafia hitman who went on a 16-year killing spree. We'll talk about what made him one of the deadliest hitmen in mafia history. But before we do that, remember to give this video a thumbs up so you don't miss any more content from us. Let's get into it. The cold-blooded killer, Salvatore Giuliano, may not be a household name, but he was a feared figure among his peers in the mafia world. He became known as the Trigger Man due to his ability to silently pull the trigger and take out targets without leaving a single trace behind. He was responsible for over 200 mafia-related murders between the years of 1957 and 1973 in both Italy and the United States. His methods were brutal and efficient, earning him both notoriety and fear within the criminal underworld. It all started when Giuliano joined the mafia at age 14. By age 21, he had already established himself as a cold-blooded killer and was called upon to carry out hits that would make even the most seasoned criminals shudder. For instance, in the early 1960s, there was a power struggle between two rival families in the mafia. The two families were fighting for control of the lucrative gambling and narcotics trade in New York City, and they were willing to do anything to outmaneuver the other. In the end, it came down to a violent showdown, a massacre. Salvatore was tasked with eliminating a key member of the opposing family, who had been orchestrating attacks against the family Salvatore represented. This man wasn't just anyone. He was related to the family by blood. It didn't matter to Salvatore. Loyalty was everything in the mafia, and if someone threatened his own family, then he was their enemy. That night he carried out his mission with precision. No witnesses, no loose ends, only silence. It was a display of power that sent shockwaves through the city. But this wasn't just a one-off incident. Over the years, Salvatore carried out countless hits, cementing his reputation as one of the most ruthless killers in the city. Each kill was meticulously planned, leaving no room for error. He was a ghost, striking when least expected and vanishing without a trace. For years, the police were baffled. Who was this mysterious killer, and why did he seem to know their every move? A glimpse into the mind of a hitman. To understand Salvatore's mindset, you have to look at the environment he grew up in. Born in 1940 in the heart of Little Italy, New York, he was surrounded by the mafia culture from an early age. His father, a respected capo in the family, instilled in him the values of loyalty, respect, and above all, silence. From the time he could walk, Salvatore knew the streets of New York like the back of his hand. He knew where the rival families lurked and how they moved. This knowledge became his greatest asset in carrying out his hits. By age 14, he had already decided his path. He would follow in his father's footsteps and join the family business. His father took notice of his son's dedication and ruthlessness and took him under his wing. Before long, young Salvatore was initiated into the family and given tasks that tested his loyalty and skills. He excelled at them, showing a natural talent for violence and deception. He was a quick learner, mastering the art of disappearing after a hit, evading the police, and leaving no evidence behind. As he rose through the ranks, he became known as the Ghost of Little Italy, a phantom that struck fear into the hearts of his enemies. But behind the cold-blooded killer was a man with a code. He lived by a strict moral code, one that was shaped by his upbringing and the traditions of the mafia. Honor, respect, and loyalty were paramount in his life. He believed in respecting his elders and never betraying those who had earned his trust. These principles, while seemingly contradicting his violent actions, were what motivated him. He was a soldier, fighting for his family and protecting its interests. It wasn't just about power or money. It was about being part of something bigger than himself, something that demanded unwavering commitment and sacrifice. However, the mafia world was a dangerous one, and Salvatore soon found himself in the crosshairs of rival families. As the body count rose, the stakes got higher. A man on the run. By the mid-1970s, Salvatore's name was synonymous with death in the mafia world. Every hitman worth his salt knew of the Trigger Man, and his reputation preceded him. But his notoriety also made him a target. Rival families wanted him silenced, and they weren't afraid to make a statement. Attacks on Salvatore and his family became commonplace, and living in Little Italy was no longer an option. They offered him immunity from prosecution in exchange for information on his fellow mobsters. Faced with the threat of losing everything, Salvatore accepted the offer. He disappeared, changing his name and assuming a new identity. He left behind the life of violence and deception, hoping for a fresh start. However, the Mafia doesn't let go easily, and soon Salvatore found himself drawn back into the world he had tried to escape. Old habits died hard, and he couldn't resist the lure of the family business. He returned to Little Italy, this time undercover. He continued his work as a hitman, but now he was working for the government. He became an informant, providing the authorities with valuable intelligence on his former associates. For a while, he lived a double life, balancing his roles as a mafia hitman and a government informant. It was a dangerous game, but Salvatore was playing for high stakes. In the end, it was his old habits that caught up with him. The Mafia has a long memory, and they don't forgive those who betray them. Salvatore's cover was blown, and he found himself on the run once again. The authorities, aware of the danger he faced, offered him protection, but Salvatore declined. He knew that no one could protect him better than himself. He disappeared, this time for good. The sightings were reported, but he was always one step ahead. He had the skills and knowledge to evade the police and stay hidden. His legend only grew, becoming a mix of fact and fiction in the eyes of the public. A legacy of fear. Today, Salvatore lives in hiding, his whereabouts unknown to all but a few. He's a ghost, a whisper in the wind, a reminder of the dangers of the Mafia world. His story serves as a warning to those who would enter the criminal underworld. Over the years, many have tried to take out Salvatore, but none have succeeded. He is always ready, always one step ahead. The Hitman's tale is a chilling reminder of the lengths to which some men will go in pursuit of power and vengeance. It's a story that has captured the imagination of many, spawning numerous books and films. However, the line between reality and fiction blurs when one considers the real-life hitmen who have terrorized the world. Men like Charles Manson, Richard Ramirez, and Jeffrey Dahmer are infamous for their brutal crimes. Their names evoke fear and revulsion. But what sets them apart from other criminals is their ability to strike without warning, to vanish without a trace, and to leave their victims forever traumatized. These men are the stuff of nightmares, the embodiment of evil. Their methods are as varied as they are gruesome. Some use firearms to end their victims' lives quickly and efficiently. Others prefer more elaborate means, torturing their victims both physically and mentally before delivering the fatal blow. What drives these individuals to commit such heinous acts? Is it a lust for power, a desire for fame, or simply a lack of remorse? It might seem impossible to understand the motives of such people, but their impact on society is undeniable. Their actions have led to changes in laws and increased security measures. They've also inspired countless books, movies, and TV shows. Whether we're fascinated by their crimes or horrified by them, one thing is certain: these men will never be forgotten. Do you think Salvatore is one of the best hitmen in history? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss any new videos from us.